The big day has finally arrived. After months of planning and meetings and mountains of paperwork, orangutan Sylvester is about to leave for a new life at Basel Zoo in Switzerland.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit excited as well at the same time, but obviously we've got a lot to deal with before we get him there, but it'll be so great when we actually see him over in Switzerland in Basel, hopefully having some kind of contact with his new partner that he'll be living with, so hopefully that will go well as well, but obviously there's a lot of steps before we get to that stage, so let's hope everything goes well.
Sylvester arrived at the park in 2010 when he was just shy of his first birthday. He was born at Santillana Zoo in Spain, but was rejected by his mum and hand-reared by the keepers there.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hello.
Nice to meet
you. Hello. Are you right? What are you doing? I like your haircut.
Jeremy went to Spain to collect Sylvester and bring him back to Monkey World, so he could grow up with others of his own kind.
Is this an aerial attack? Yes, it is. I thought it was.
Sylvester never looked back.
Sylvester came to us just as a tiny little baby. I mean, I just still remember the images of Jeremy on board that ferry trying to keep Sylvester under control as an infant.
There. Just leave that on now, OK? That is a very bad idea. That is a terrible idea.
And now, you know, he's a big guy and it's time to move on and graduate. This is always a difficult part for us, but it's important that he goes off. We're not going to be able to provide him an adult group of his own.
After being adopted by surrogate mum O'Sheen, Sylvester turned out to be an excellent role model for other youngsters in the nursery, endearing him to staff and visitors alike.
Notoriously, since he joined us here at Monkey World, he's been a lovely, friendly, very patient male orangutan. All of the other orangutans that ever meet him usually absolutely fall in love with him, and all of the keepers as well. I like, to be honest, anyone that does meet him. So in my mind, I think Sylvester's going to get on like a house on fire when he's over there, so fingers crossed it'll all go well.
With so much to do, it's an early morning start for the team on one of the coldest days of the year so far. First task of the morning is to let Sylvester out separately as part of the morning release. Next, the orangutan team need to encourage him into his travel crate, something they've been training him for some time. However, today the door will stay firmly shut until he reaches his destination. Unfortunately, the driver of the lorry which will transport the crate is running late.
Hi, Nikki. Yeah, if you can still give us the call when the driver actually arrives, and that'll be the point that we'll start the process, if that's cool.
It's a bitterly cold morning, and the team don't want Sylvester sitting in the travel crate for too long. But all they can do is wait. In the meantime, it's life as normal for the other orangutan groups. The truck finally arrives an hour behind schedule, and the team spring into action. Everyone is kept back while James and Rachel persuade Sylvester into the crate.
Ready?
Yeah.
Come on, Sylvester.
Hello. Come on, gorgeous. You good boy, he's in here now. Good boy, Sylvester. That's from me.
Good boy, Sylvester. Good
love you,
boy.
It's textbook. The months of training have paid off. Sylvester goes straight in without hesitation.
So that went really well, the start of it. He went in the box as planned perfectly. The only slight problem we had was one of the blankets in the crate went over the slide runner. So we were fiddling around with that for a short while, but he did his job perfectly. He's in the box, good for stage one, so let's go.
It's going to plan, but Sylvester's crate still needs to be loaded onto the truck for the journey to Portsmouth and subsequent ferry crossing to France. After that, it's a long road trip to Switzerland. It's going to take around 24 hours before he arrives at his new home. At the orangutan nursery, Sylvester's move to a new home at Basel Zoo in Switzerland is underway, despite an early start, a bitterly cold day, and an hour's delay.
I'll stick that on later. That needs cake. You're not going to be able to stick it on the table in this cold. Cheers.
Sylvester has a long journey ahead of him, but he'll have a familiar face to share it with. Primate care member James is going too. They'll be travelling across land and sea to the French-Swiss border, then motoring on to their destination.
Little boy, you got your blanket on? He's a good lad.
The journey will take around 24 hours.
It went really smoothly this morning. We had a few issues with the blanket stuck in the slide, but we managed to get that sorted to get the door down, and now he's all secure. He's got a lovely lot of blankets in there for nesting, and hopefully once he's calmed down inside the van, he should have a good journey. You're all right, buddy. You're all right, Sylvester. Sylvester. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, it's all right. It's all right. I know it's scary. You'll be okay.
To make Sylvester as comfortable as possible in his travel crate, the team are putting a secure window at the front so he can see what's going on.
You got it?
But the noise and movement have made Sylvester agitated.
All right, you good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yep, good.
Rachel does her best to keep him calm. He has plenty of blankets to keep him warm, and James will make sure he's hydrated and fed throughout the trip. The large travel crate is loaded onto the back of the truck and secured for the long journey ahead. Despite the earlier delay, the move is back on schedule.
Long journey ahead, crate stand, got in there well. In the lorry, a little bit of stress getting him in there, but all fine now, so hopefully he'll quieten down. And we've got to get on our way now and try and get the journey done as fast as we can for him. So fingers crossed he'll chill out and all be good.
With that, Sylvester leaves Monkey World for a new home in Switzerland. But life for the orangutan team carries on. They have 4 others remaining in the group, probably wondering what's happening.
Orangutans do bounce back from difficult situations. It will be very strange for them to start with because they've known Sylvester a long time, and for Oisin, she's known him for the last 12 years like we have. So it might take a little while to adjust. So having things to keep them distracted, things that they enjoy doing, stuff that they get some kind of joy and fun out of is really useful to help sort of bridge that strange gap between the old life and the new life.
The group have been given food in the indoor playroom, where it's a lot warmer than outside. Having got over the initial disruption, the youngsters are back to normal and having fun. But foster mum Oisin, who helped bring up Sylvester, is a little quiet. She's not normally the most active orangutan, but today she seems to be aware one of her brood has gone. And after 12 years together, life will be different. As the nursery group begin to adjust to life without Sylvester, at Basel Zoo, they're beginning the task of settling him into his new life. Primate care member James kept a small video diary of their arrival.
So he's here. He's just been let into his room by himself for a little bit just to get used to the surroundings and chill out. And we're going to possibly just let him see the female in a bit just to see what they think of each other. So we'll see how we get on. But it's great, he's here, he's out the box, all good.
Initially, Sylvester is put in a bedroom opposite young adult female Maya and her daughter, 4-year-old Padma.
What do you think, Sel? Is your new girlfriend, hopefully? She fancies you.
Then it's decided to let them all in together, with Sylvester making his presence felt. It'll take some time for the 3 to become comfortable in each other's company. Large primate introductions can be difficult. But it's a good start considering Sylvester is less than 24 hours into his new life as an adult male. It's been 2 months since the park bid a fond farewell to 12-year-old orangutan Sylvester, who went off to Switzerland to head up a group of his own. The move freed up space in the orangutan nursery. And this morning, Alison has arrived at Twycross Zoo in Leicestershire to collect a youngster in need of a new home.
Bit of a strange one. I mean, in the last few years, our orangutans have been coming from further across Europe, but sadly for a young female orangutan named Cayenne, her mother passed away. So We've just come to Twycross to pick up Cayenne this morning and then get her back to the nursery and in with our guys, where a new stage in her life will begin. Hi, I'm Alison.
I'm Amanda.
Pleasure, it's Alan.
Cayenne's mum passed away just over a year ago, but moving her to Monkey World had to wait until Sylvester left for his new home in Switzerland. Cayenne was born at Twycross, but since her mother's death, the team there have been unable to reintegrate her with the rest of the family. For the last 12 months, she's been living on her own, although with mesh contact with the others.
She's very much been around other orangutans for her whole life so far, whether it's been through mesh contact or actual physical contact. So she's very much met adult males before, adult females, youngsters. She can be very playful, so she will want to play with individuals when it's on her terms. So being around other young orangutans will be quite fun for her. I think she's very intelligent, so she's going to probably sit back the first little while and observe everyone and then find her footing. But yeah, she's going to be very established, I think, and sassy. Yeah.
Cayenne and the rest of the orangutan family at Twycross had been taking it in turns to use their outdoor enclosure, which wasn't ideal. Her move to Dorset will allow them full use once more.
For our orangs, it's just going to mean so much that they can have that extra space, and for our youngster, he's going to really flourish now that he'll have that opportunity.
Alison's keen to get as much information as possible about Cayenne.
So any weird issues or anything ever with anesthetics?
At the orangutan house, Cayenne is now safe and secure in her travel crate for the journey to Dorset. And she'll have a familiar face travelling with her.
We've got one of the keepers coming down with her, so she's going to have a friend and somebody she relies upon for the next 4 or 5 days. And then it's over to Oisin, Bulu, Rika, and Mimi. And everybody's going to have to play nice, so we're all crossing our fingers.
The heavy crate is loaded into the van and locked in place. Cayenne has plenty of food and water on board for the journey.
Box is secured into place, everything's good, so I think we're going to try and hit the road now so we can get down to the park before it's too late and get her settled into the house. Very exciting, and she's good. Angry, but good. If anybody wants to go around this here, please do.
All that's left is for the team at Twycross to say their goodbyes.
She has been fantastic this morning. She went in the crate, no bother, was more than happy. She's a little bit disorientated with what's going on at the moment, but I'm sure she'll settle down very quickly and be fine. Still willing to take food from us in there, shock horror, so I think she's going to be fine, and very happy for her, but also very sad to see her go.
With a 4-hour journey ahead, Alison's keen to get moving.
Okay, come.
Next stop, Monkey World, where a whole new family is waiting for Cayenne. After a 3.5-hour journey from Twycross Zoo in Leicestershire, Alison has arrived back at the park with 5-year-old female orangutan, Cayenne.
Really good journey. She calm, relaxed the whole way. Couple of times I sort of went back and sat in front of the box and offered her bits of food, and she is a good eater. That's very clear, so hopefully there won't be competition with Oisin, but seems fine, really, so fingers crossed. Just be happy to get her in the house.
When you're ready, see when? Okay? Yeah. You're going to walk around?
Cayenne is moving in with the 4-strong nursery group. And there's some interested observers as the team manoeuvre the heavy crate into position.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 2, 3, up. Alison, we're going to go this way. Yeah.
The team take the opportunity to weigh the young orangutan while she's still in the travel box.
Yeah.
Okay. 106.4.
Once Kyan is safely indoors, the empty crate will be weighed again, giving them a fairly accurate weight.
Come on, Kyan. Hey, sweet pea.
The travel crate is opened up, and Kyan takes her first steps towards her new home.
Come on, Kyan. Here my girl. There's a good girl. Jeremy's going to give you some grapes.
I'm going to close the slide.
Inside, Jeremy and James are waiting with a few healthy treats.
First impressions, she looks like a ruffian, doesn't she? Now she seems really, really quite calm compared to some of them come in, they're very, very nervous and scared of everything, but she seems to be pretty calm with it, and she's munching away on her food, so can't wait to get on with the intros possibly as soon as we can. But we'll let her settle in tonight, probably let her have a good kip and get used to the new surroundings, and then maybe start tomorrow possibly, so yeah, let's see.
Kyan has been given the run of a couple of bedrooms to help her settle in. The rest of the curious nursery group are in the playroom, keen to see what's happening. Kyan makes herself known.
Kyan's definitely in the house, and she's got a little bit of attitude, so we'll have to see what happens with our guys. Hopefully she's going to want to make friends, and she's going to have to learn to be nice. Our guys, on the whole, are pretty nice to each other overall, but then they've all grown up together.
James opens up a bedroom so they can get a little closer. But the nursery group keep their distance.
I was expecting them to pile on through.
Eventually, they wander across to take a closer look at their new housemate. They'll have a night to get accustomed to each other's presence before the real test begins. Full-on introductions. It's been a busy 24 hours for the orangutan team. Yesterday, they welcomed a new arrival, 5-year-old female Kyan. She's just spent her first night in her new home alongside 4 new housemates. They haven't had close contact yet, but that may be about to change.
So this morning, Bulu actually took quite a little bit of interest, and we're ready to start a mesh intro, hopefully, between them. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't be a big ball of fuzz, but we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll get on.
Bulu Mata has been kept back in one of the bedrooms in preparation for the meeting. The rest of the group have been let into the playroom and are now interested observers to the action. James opens a slide, allowing Kyan to come through to a connecting bedroom, where Bulu is waiting.
I'll just let you two get acquainted, shall I?
To help her transition to her new home, Kyan's previous keeper from Twycross Zoo, Vicky, is also on hand to support and reassure the young orangutan.
She's all right, isn't she, Boo? She is.
The pair are a bit wary at first, eyeing each other up from a safe distance.
We've only got the mesh contact going at the moment, obviously, because it's the very first meeting. But yeah, we'll keep this going for a little bit longer. Hopefully it'll continue to be positive, and hopefully we'll open up in a bit as well, but we'll see.
James attempts to bring them closer together by offering a few treats.
It's passing you a present, dear. Good girl, good girl. What do you think? She's got a very comical face, isn't she? Her facial expressions, I love it.
Bulu decides these treats are all his. The pair appear quite relaxed, so James poses the big question.
Think we should open up? I feel tempted to. What do you think, Vicky?
Yeah, it's difficult to know how she'll react.
I think Bulu will just go in for he'll go straight to her, I reckon, and go for a rustle. But, yeah, it depends on her reaction to him, doesn't it?
They decide to give a face-to-face meeting a try.
We're going to get it going. They're probably going to have a bit of a bundle, as they usually do. But hopefully we won't have any injuries, and maybe even turn into a play session if we're really, really lucky. But we'll see how we go, yeah?
Precautions at the ready.
Right, you on the fire extinguisher, Jeremy? Right, let's do it.
James opens up. And as Bulu heads through, Kyan is off. In the opposite direction.
She's a little bit nervous, isn't she? Bless her.
But Bulu is the perfect gentleman, taking everything nice and slow.
It's all right, isn't it?
And soon, curiosity gets the better of Kyan. And she comes over for a closer look.
He's just getting very close to her again now, so no aggression yet. Cool, that was a good little moment, wasn't it? But no aggression levels up or anything like that. You can just tell she's very nervous and a bit worried whether he's going to do anything to her. But Bulu's taking the nice, calm approach for once, which is really great. So yeah, we'll keep this going. And hopefully she'll get a little bit more confident throughout the day.
The pair are engaging with each other and appear fairly relaxed about sharing the space. Vicky is delighted.
Really happy. Yeah, it's great. It's great to see her actually interacting with another individual because she's been on her own for a while. And although she had mesh-to-mesh contact with the rest of the group, this is the first physical contact that she's had for quite a long time. So, it's great.
I'm really, really impressed with Bulu's behaviour. He's been a complete gentleman to her, to be honest. Total opposite to what I thought it would go, as usual. So yeah, we'll keep this going. Hopefully it'll continue to be nice. And then maybe a bit later we might think about adding another one to the mix, but we'll see how it goes. Just taking our time with it.
So far, so good. But the team don't want to push too much too soon. They'll monitor the pair for the remainder of the day before making any decisions about introducing Kyan to the rest of the group. There's an air of anticipation at the park today. Alison's preparing for a journey across the Irish Sea to Dublin. She's heading to Dublin Zoo to collect an 11-week-old baby orangutan called Saibu Jr., or SJ for short. The tiny male, named after his father, has been hand-reared by staff there since birth, because his mother, Major, was unable to feed him. It's the third time she's failed to rear a newborn, so Monkey World have been on standby from early on in case their help was needed. The park's team are known across the globe for their expertise in hand-rearing and caring for rejected and orphaned baby orangutans.
He currently, as of yesterday, weighs 3 kilos only. So he's tiny. I mean, that's, 3 bags of sugar. So he is going to be very needy. Of course, orangs have a really long infancy and are very dependent upon their mothers, which is why it's so important that those female orangutans care for their babies. We'll bring him on here at the park and then try and graduate him to living inside the orang nursery, certainly during the days, until he doesn't require feeds through the night. And that's the plan. So excited to get on the road to Dublin to meet SJ.
Monkey World's knowledge and expertise is the result of years of experience.
There's a laugh. There's a laugh. Yes, you are. You're a bit of a monster. All right?
In 2005, the park became the European creche for orphaned orangutans, and with their state-of-the-art nursery, have now helped 15 infants grow and develop, learning natural orangutan skills and behaviours. Many have graduated from the nursery to other zoos and wildlife parks across Europe to successfully start families of their own.
It's a very small sample size, but something that we're very excited and proud about so far. All of our ladies who have graduated from the orangutan nursery have gone on to be excellent mothers. Every last one of them. So we're really pleased.
Saibu Jr. will soon have a playmate. It seems, just like buses, When one arrives, another soon follows. Kiwi, an 11-month-old female, is being hand-reared at Rio Safari Elche in Spain, and will soon be joining SJ and the park's nursery group.
She's just a madam. I can't think of any other way to explain it. And Kiwi will come in the next couple of weeks to join sort of SJ. I think Kiwi might be ready to sort of head virtually straight into the orang nursery, even if she requires a feed later on in the evening. But it'll just be quite an amazing place for those two youngsters to grow up with Cayenne, Hujan, Oshin, everybody in there sort of looking after them and making sure that they grow up as orangutans and understand orangutan behavior. It's clearly very critical for how they develop and what their personalities and abilities are like as adult orangutans.
But first, Alison must make the journey to Dublin Zoo to meet Saibu Jr. and his carers. Then, it'll be back to Monkey World, where the hard work will begin. Dublin Zoo in the Irish Republic. Alison is here to collect an 11-week-old baby orangutan named Saibu Jr. His mum, Major, wasn't able to look after him properly when he was born, and he's been hand-reared by staff at the zoo ever since. They alerted the expert team at Monkey World, renowned for raising orphaned and rejected babies in the park's European creche for orphaned orangutans. The facility will provide a perfect home for little Saibu to grow up, discovering from others of his own kind how to behave as an orangutan. While Saibu enjoys his morning nap, Alison takes the opportunity to tour the orang facilities with ape keeper Kieran.
Now, where's Major? Major?
Come on, madam.
She could be sitting in the tunnels. She likes to sit in the tree. Major?
Major lives with one other female called Leonie, following the recent death of adult male Saibu Sr. Staff at the zoo were hoping for Major to bond with and feed her infant so they could carry on Saibu Sr.'s legacy. But it wasn't to be.
She's doing really well. Initially, she didn't do well. She had to go through a grieving process, a mourning process. And the trust was gone with her keepers. Yeah. And she's had to deal with, I suppose, a lot of emotional trauma. But yeah, look, the thing for us is SJ's doing really well.
And how old is
19.
Major? Okay,
so she's
got a long
young
life
lady,
ahead of her. Yeah.
Baby Saibu is about to have his morning feed. It's Alison's final day at the zoo, and she's been spending as much time as possible with the baby orangutan and the team who've been providing 24/7 care for him. Along with Dublin Zoo keeper Julie, Alison and Saibu are leaving this evening for an overnight ferry crossing to Holyhead, and then a long drive back to the park in Dorset.
So today's the day. Actually, we're sort of in the final bits of countdown, I guess, in the final hour or two. And I'm starting to get obsessive about planning everything. So poor Julie here. Saibu, of course, oblivious to everything, which is great. But starting to plan everything to make sure we've got everything as easy for us to be looking after Saibu, but also while traveling in the van.
Julie, like the rest of the staff at Dublin Zoo, has grown incredibly fond of little Saibu.
Yeah, so he's a very popular infant here. He has his father's traits. He's definitely his calm nature, his demeanour, and he has grown very fond of a lot of interaction. So we are glad that he will be now having that interaction with his own kind, which is more natural for him and the best thing for him.
With his feed complete and a quick change of nappy, everything is ready for departure.
I think we've got everything sorted, and mainly he seems content and ready to go. So I think it's time to say goodbye. Just grab my coat.
we're out of here. Next stop, Dorset.
Alison is keen to get underway. There's still lots of paperwork to be signed at the port before boarding the ferry. But first, it's time for some emotional goodbyes.
Eddie, what did I tell you? I'm gonna cry. Hormones.
With Saibu oblivious to the commotion and emotion, there's just time for a group photo.
Okay, smile, everyone.
Sliding under the bus.
Before Alison and Julie climb aboard the van, ready to depart.
One last stop. Dublin Ferry Terminal.
The Dublin Zoo staff, who've cared for Saibu, are all there to wave him off. It's a bittersweet moment. His life with a new family is only just beginning. It's a beautiful early autumn day, perfect for taking the park's youngest resident for a little walk.
Okay, you ready to go?
Alison's giving 15-week-old male orangutan Saibu his daily constitutional. She collected the youngster, whose mother was unable to care for him properly, from Dublin Zoo nearly a month ago. He's being hand-reared by Alison and the primate care staff.
The biggest thing for me is making him confident and secure so that A, he trusts us, but that he's interested in his environment and that he feels confident to explore and try things, which will carry on into the orang nursery, which of course is not going to be a woodland environment, but hearing the gibbons call, seeing the trees, things are moving around. He doesn't react badly. In fact, he's quite interested while chewing on things wildly. No, all really good for his development in all different ways. What's this? I know.
It's unlikely Saibu will ever be able to live in the trees as he would in the wild. However, being outside is extremely enriching for the youngster. The colours, sights and sounds will aid his development.
Right now he's teething, so everything goes in his mouth, and it is one of their main sensory sort of, hands, mouth, when they're babies. It's just amazing the difference also in terms of the development, how quick these guys are to develop compared to human babies. I mean, orangutans do have the longest infancy compared to any other non-human primates. And all of this reaching up and pulling and trying things means that he's gonna be climbing more and more and more. The hand-eye coordination, I mean, just amazing. Just over 3 months and already he's grabbing hold of things that he identifies spots and wants to grab.
The team have established a good routine for Saibu, but that's about to change. He's soon going to be joined by an 11-month-old female orangutan named Kiwi. She's currently at Rio Safari Elche in Spain, being cared for by zoo manager Annabelle and her team. Kiwi was born at the zoo, but rejected by her mother. The team tried placing the infant with Jolie, a former resident of Monkey World's nursery, who was feeding her own infant Memberlai. But unfortunately, that didn't go to plan. Alison and the Spanish team consulted on the baby's future, and eventually, it was decided Kiwi should head to the UK with the aim of joining the park's orangutan nursery. Primate care staff member Donna has already made her way to Elche to collect her.
We're trying to get Saibu to sort of progress and to hopefully catch up with what's going to be his adopted sister. Now, Kiwi is 11 months old now. He's just sort of 3.5. She outweighs him by 2 kilos and has quite a bad attitude by all accounts. So he's going to have some work to catch up with her. It's our goal and intention to get them together as soon as we can, but we have to just make sure that both of them are safe. You know, Kiwi now, it's sort of in final stages. I'm, sort of feeling the nerves and the pressure now because we've dispatched our team to go collect her because she's too small to go in the cargo hold of a plane. And then we're just gonna have to focus on the needs of each baby. The ultimate goal is to get them together so that they can grow up in the orang nursery. And these two new arrivals are, gonna be the future of the next 10 years of the orangutan nursery.
In the tourist hotspot of Spain's Costa Blanca lies Rio Safari Elche, a wildlife park set in 12 acres of palm grove, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The park is home to a large variety of birds, reptiles and mammals. Monkey World's primate care staff member Donna has made the journey from Dorset to southeast Spain. She's here to collect an 11-month-old female orangutan named Kiwi, whose mum rejected her at birth.
Hey, Donna.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Good morning. Good, thank you.
She's been hand-reared by zoo manager Annabelle Ibanez and her staff ever since.
This trip's been a long time coming, really, and we've known about Kiwi for several months now, but her departure from Rio Safari and therefore arrival at Monkey World has been delayed for various reasons. So we've heard a lot about her, but you don't really get a full appreciation as to what she's like and what her personality is like until you see her. So hopefully over the next few days I can build up that bond with her. Hopefully she'll feel a bit more confident with me and trust me, and that would be really useful on the trip to Monkey World as well, so that it's not all on Annabelle.
It looks like a full.
Monkey World and Rio Safari Elche have had a good working relationship going back many years. 3 of Monkey World's nursery orangutans left Dorset 8 years ago to form a new family in Spain. Sadly, Linga passed away a couple of years ago, but Kai and Jolie have since had an infant named Memberlai and are settled and happy. Kiwi was born to a different pair, Dad Nakal and Mum Inda Tessa. And straight away it became obvious that Inda Tessa was showing very little interest in the infant.
She did come once, but she just pulled from the blankets and the baby rolled over to the ground and just took the blanket, went back up to her platform. The next day we did talk to Alison. Thankfully, she was on the phone, even though it was like 5 in the morning. She replied back immediately. She called me. She was there to support and to give me her input and her expertise. So later on that afternoon, on the Sunday, we decided to take her and hand rear her full time because they do need constant attention, and at some point as well, they do need to feel like they're loved.
From that moment on, Annabelle became Kiwi's main carer and surrogate mum, and quickly developed a good routine that suited both.
Normally, we will spend the day here at the orangutan house, so she does get to see and hear the orangutans all the time. She has her own play area in the keeper's area of the orangutan house. And then at night, I take her back home with me. I live very close to the zoo, so it's a 2-minute ride by car. I don't have any pets, I don't have any kids at home, so that was like a sensible option.
Donna is here for 3 days to get to know Kiwi and gain her trust. Yesterday, she spent her time meeting the infant, but today it's going to be hands-on, which is vitally important. It's not going to be easy. As soon as Annabelle leaves the room, Kiwi starts crying.
Okay. We'll be back in a minute. Good girl. You all right?
Kiwi needs to get used to other people looking after her and not just rely on Annabelle.
You're all right. You're not going to have it on the floor. you are? He's okay on the floor. It's okay.
Annabelle will be travelling back to Dorset with Kiwi and Donna to help the transition. But once there, the little orangutan will find things very different.
Okay. I think the initial transition of Annabelle starting to break away and step back from Kiwi is going to be quite difficult, but they'll always have that bond. But it is a really important thing for us to do. It will be hard for both Annabelle and for Kiwi, but I think, you know, definitely talking to Annabelle, she realises that it is the thing that needs to happen and it's best for Kiwi moving forward.
For Annabelle, saying goodbye will be heart-wrenching, but she knows it's the right thing to do for Kiwi.
It is emotional for me. It is very difficult not to get attached because it's been 24/7 care for her for a pretty long time. And they're very similar to us, so they also hug you and they... So yeah, it's a very special thing that I'm grateful to have experienced, but at the same time, yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's probably gonna be harder for me than for her. She's gonna be in great hands. So yeah, I'm really happy that this transfer is happening. I'm gonna be able to get my life back as well.
Bit stinky.
Annabelle has invited Donna back to her home so she can familiarise herself with Kiwi's needs and routine throughout the night.
Oh, good girl. Good girl. Oh, we forgot you didn't have a nappy on. I hope you haven't done pee-pees. This is really good. It looks like she's not very happy at all, but that's because she wants to go to Annabelle, which is understandable. We're in Annabelle's house. She's used to being here with Annabelle. But actually still, when she can't get to Annabelle, if she's unsure, she will come to me, which actually is very good. So we're definitely making progress, albeit slowly. Hey, good girl. Yeah, she's just there.
Annabelle is reassured by how the relationship between Kiwi and Donna is progressing.
I'm very pleased with how today went. And she's opening up, I think, more and more to her. She's let her hold her. And they play, and she has big laughs with Donna. So, me, I think it's going great.
Tomorrow will be Kiwi's last full day in Spain. Then, a very long journey by road and ferry to a new life in Dorset.
Hi, that's my hair.
At Rio Safari Elche on Spain's Costa Blanca,
Thanks.
Monkey World staff member Donna has spent the last 2 days getting to know 11-month-old female orangutan, Kiwi.
Hello.
It's Donna's final day. Tomorrow she'll set off with Kiwi on the long journey back to Dorset by road and ferry. The young primate is to join the park's orangutan nursery and hopefully become a companion for another recent arrival, Saibu. He's now 4 months old. And although the 7-month age gap is very evident now, as he gets bigger and stronger, they should have a lot of fun together and learn from each other.
Kiwi's day is very different to what Saibu's is at the moment, and I think it's very clear that there is that age gap between them. Saibu is less active. We see change with him every single day. He gets stronger, his coordination gets better. Kiwi is very different, obviously. Her daily routine is progressed along now. So she doesn't need the feeds as regular, and she's much more active. As you can see, she wants to be on the go all of the time. She wants to play, and she wants to be exploring. And there's only so much we can give her when it comes to that. So for her to have someone like Saibu, as he gets older, to be able to rough and tumble with and climb with and explore together, that is really what she needs, someone that is able to do that with her.
Rio Safari's zoo manager Annabelle will be accompanying Donna on the journey to help Kiwi settle in. Annabelle and her team tried their best to help Kiwi and her mum Inda Tessa form a bond, but were unsuccessful. Then they attempted to introduce her to Jolie, one of Monkey World's former nursery residents, who was still feeding her infant Memberly. At first, Jolie allowed Kiwi to take some milk, but then she lost interest.
You never know how it's gonna go until you just give, in this case, Jolie the chance to have the baby and see what she is like. But we were not so sure. The behaviors did not seem motherly. So yeah, we ended up not seeing that as a viable solution.
Luckily, a place was found for Kiwi at Monkey World, and she'll soon be on her way. This morning, the final paperwork needs to be completed with the relevant authorities. Annabelle heads off to sort it out, leaving Kiwi with Donna. It'll be a good test to see if Donna's efforts to win over the baby orangutan have worked.
But probably when Annabelle returns in a minute, she will want to go straight to Annabelle. So the less time that Annabelle spends with Kiwi, the better, and the more she learns not to depend on her.
Donna's relationship with Kiwi is progressing well when Annabelle returns with news of a problem. The authorities won't allow Kiwi to travel unless she's been microchipped, and because she's so young, that hasn't happened yet. The insertion is normally carried out during a health check while under anaesthetic. So Annabelle and Donna consult with Alison about what to do.
You probably need to just put the microchip in, but personally, if I were you, after this is all done, I would shake my finger at them saying that they compromised the welfare of the animal for no reason.
Yeah.
The decision is made. To ensure a smooth transit through customs, Pilar, the zoo's vet, will insert the microchip straight away, with Annabelle holding Kiwi and reassuring her. Amazingly, the little orangutan, other than reacting to the prick, makes very little fuss.
I think she's okay.
A quick check to make sure all is working,
Kiwi!
and a team photo for a job well done.
Oh, she's still. Good night.
As evening approaches, time for some emotional goodbyes with some of the staff who've been involved with Kiwi's care.
Oh yeah, you've had enough. You're okay. That's it. That's good. Good girl.
Kiwi is put into a travel box so Annabelle can take her back to her house for a final time before tomorrow's early start and the 2-day journey. Donna isn't sure how Kiwi will cope with the travel.
We've got a really long drive ahead of us, around 36 hours, might be more. So I'm feeling very anxious about it, and I think Annabelle is the same. Also feel, sad for the keepers that are here. They have been seeing Kiwi and helping look after her for the last 11 months. So it is really sad to see them get emotional. But everybody is really happy that she's bonded very nicely with me and that she's gonna have an amazing time at Monkey World. And it's not far, they can come and see her. But yeah, I'm feeling anxious now. The last 3 days have been really good and we've had lots of progress, but now it's not the hardest bit to come, but yeah, I just don't know how it's gonna go. Hopefully Kiwi will be relaxed in the van.
It could be a challenging 48 hours. Back in Dorset, the bachelor chimps are outside in the tunnels waiting to be let into their large outdoor enclosure. But before they are, one of them has to be given his daily medication.
Butch!
Elderly Butch needs treatment for a heart condition. It was discovered when a visit from the vet revealed he's suffering from a pericardial effusion, fluid around the heart.
Hi, handsome. Good boy. Well done, mate. And this as well. Yeah?
After a few weeks of treatment, there's been a marked improvement in Butch's quality of life.
We did get to a point with him where he was just laid out, wasn't really interacting with anyone, didn't really want to know us, didn't want to have any food, but since we started him on the meds, you know, we've come in and he's been playing with the others, he's been sat grooming with the other big boys, he's smiling at us again, which he hadn't done for ages. So yeah, he does seem to be in a much better frame of mind since then. So yeah, fingers crossed, old man.
When the park first opened its doors, it became home to a large number of chimpanzees, mostly rescued from Europe. Almost half of the chimps at the park are now more than 30 years old.
We sadly have an ageing population of chimps here at the park. We've got our guys who've been here a long, long time, so there are certain individuals that you are always going to stress about, particularly like Beth, Buster, Mickey, Cindy, those really old individuals. Butch has definitely fallen into that category. Even before all these issues that have been flagged with his heart, we have noticed him, like, you know, he seemed a bit more in pain than I'd say to some of the others. Like generally Beth, Buster, Mickey and Cindy, their mobility's fine, but with Butch, we noticed him a few years ago dipping on his hips. There's a few fingers that don't quite bend the same way they used to, and yeah, you could just see he just seemed not entirely comfortable. So we have had him on pain relief for quite a while, just to help him through that. He has, yeah, he's strange that he's a big, tough-looking boy, but actually, yeah, physically he's getting quite frail as well. So he's, yeah, it's been a worry for a long, long time, and now this on top of it is just, you know, making my hair fall out.
Butch is thought to be about 42 years of age. He arrived 2 years after the park opened in 1989. He was rescued from life as a beach photographer's prop, having been stolen from his family in the wild and suffered anxiety as a result. Despite his traumatic start, he flourished at Monkey World and became a strong but fair leader of the Bachelor Boys. In recent years, he's taken a back seat, but still gets the respect he deserves from the others. The role of leader has now been taken on by Paco, who has a totally different way of going about things.
So Paco in himself, as an individual, isn't a nasty boy. He's actually quite a nice, well-natured chimp, but unfortunately he's not terribly bright. He doesn't really know fully how to be the dominant male. He's not good at appeasing others. He's not good at, you know, grooming and working at his relationships. He's very good at displays and smacking people, and that's pretty much where his leadership ability ends. Basically everything a dominant male should do, he does the exact opposite.
But despite their differences, the ageing chimp population at the park have strong alliances and bonds. And the mix of individuals and characters keeps life interesting for them all. After a 1,200-mile journey through Spain and France, Donna and female orangutan Kiwi, along with Rio Safari Elche zoo manager Annabelle, have arrived at the port in Calais. They've made good progress with frequent stops to feed Kiwi and change her nappy. Now safely on board the ferry, they can relax a little, as the team have been given a private lounge all to themselves. Once they've crossed the channel and arrived in Dover, they still have another long drive ahead of them. And in Dorset, preparations for their arrival are well underway. The team are getting a small playroom ready at the orangutan nursery, not just for Kiwi, but also her potential friend and companion, Saibu.
So this is going to be sort of their temporary cage for the day before they go to the house. So it's just making sure that it's a little bit more secure. It's a new environment for them, so you know, we want to make it as secure as possible for them so they feel happy. So it's just putting one or two things in to see where we go.
The aim is for the two new orangutan arrivals to spend plenty of time at the nursery. They're too small to physically interact with the 5 orangutans already living here, but they'll be able to see and hear them while getting used to their new home.
It is sort of paramount that whatever hand rearing you do of any primate, let alone any other species, is they can actually see their species, so they don't become that imprinted on humans. You can't babysit them, you can't mollycoddle them, you've got to be able to get them to be orangs. You know, it's what they are, they're not humans. So this is ideal. We'll have 2 together, so they'll have their company, and then we'll do a slow transition to the rest of the group over time when we get the internal setup done in the playroom.
With new arrival Kiwi now only 4 hours away from Dorset, everything is ready to welcome her to her new home. It's the start of day 3 for the park's newest arrival. Kiwi, an 11-month-old female orangutan, has been getting used to her new life and a new routine.
That's a good girl. Oh, he's got your bottles. He's got your bottles.
Last night, it was Alison's turn to look after both Kiwi and 4-month-old male Saibu, who's been at the park for 4 weeks.
I had the pleasure last night of babysitting, and it was double trouble. I did have help. Alan was sort of looking after Saibu's most needs and so on, whereas I was trying to get Kiwi adapted to the new routine here, because we don't just sit and hold and cuddle them, and yet that's what's been happening. So Kiwi's having to adjust to not being held 100% of the time and not having her own way 100% of the time. And, you know, it's sort of tough on her. She's only just coming up to a year old, and, you know, it's going to be a fair bit of adapting. But it wasn't too bad last night, and you can see Saibu's sort of interested in her and her gear. She's sort of dutifully ignoring him. And we did get some sleep, so it wasn't too bad.
At nearly a year old, Kiwi is more active and developed than Saibu, so the pair only come together under careful supervision. It's beneficial for both to develop and form a relationship at such an early age.
This is going to be fabulous for them. We've got a little bit of time to adjust to him catching up with her. You can see how much difference. I mean, he's 3.5 months, she's 11 months. So he needs to progress a bit further before he can safely be with her. But the fact that they're doing this already, and she's considering him better or worse, is a good thing. And they will be together for certainly the next 10 years or more.
Alison was hoping Kiwi would soon be ready for introductions to members of the park's orangutan nursery. But emotionally, she isn't prepared for such a big step. She's still reliant on human contact, particularly Annabelle, who looked after her almost from birth at Spain's Rio Safari Elche Zoo. The young orangutan needs to be gently weaned off human contact so she can develop relationships with other orangutans.
It's just a shame. Annabelle can't really be involved right now, because as soon as Kiwi gets sight of her, she screams to just be attached to Annabelle. So at least while Annabelle's still here with us in Dorset, we're trying to find our routine to make sure that Kiwi's okay before Annabelle heads out. Hey, Kiwi, good girl. Come on then. Hey, madam.
Kiwi has started to spend her days in a bedroom at the nursery where she can play to her heart's content and can see and hear the other orangutans when they're indoors.
It's really good that she can come down here straight away and get used to all the animals. She's going to be meeting some of them eventually. So, yeah, it's nice that she can see everybody, get used to them, and they can get used to her as well. They all came over when we first gave them the bedroom over here. Everybody was really interested and wanted to see her. Everybody had a really good look, and yeah, they seemed really interested to meet her.
Annabelle has arrived at the nursery for a final goodbye to the baby orangutan. She travelled with her to Dorset to ease the transition to a new life at Monkey World. But now it's time for her to go home.
She does have a very confident personality, and yeah, so she's not intimidated by any of this. She's really enjoying it. I mean, to be honest, she's been doing it since day one. But it's still amazing to see how much she is trusting everybody and just trusting her new home and her new routine and adjusting to it, I think, just fine.
It's early days, but the signs are good that Kiwi will settle into her new life and become the newest member of the park's orangutan family.